You got that ready so fast.
Yeah, you pulled me over before.
I have?
Yep.
What did I pull you over for last time?
My license is actually suspended.
Oh, is it suspended now? I like it.
Yes.
So,
I just got my interlock off, so I haven't gotten a new license.
also, that's totally fine. So the reason I stopped you this morning is you were 55, posted speed limit on this road's 35, while you were catching up to that car that was in front of you. She goes, well, you've stopped me before. Like, what did I stop you for? She goes, my license was suspended. And was it suspended now? She goes, no. So okay, well, might be your lucky day.
There you go.
let's check this out. Everything's in good shape.
All right.
So you're right. I apologize for not recognizing you, but we did meet in August of last year.
Look at this. I don't even know how I'm going to get in here, but... This is the 100th episode of Fridays with Frank.
So as you see this, there's an election coming. Sheriff Lamb is no longer going to be my boss. So hopefully, if everything goes the way that we want, there will be a Sheriff Ross Teeple. He works for the Sheriff's Office. He's awesome. So we hope that he's going to win, and he'll be the next Sheriff of Pinal County. And Sheriff Lamb's going to move off into the private sector and do amazing things, just like he's done with the Sheriff's Office. So I wish Sheriff Lamb the best in doing his next chapter in his book in the private sector. I also wish the future Sheriff Teeple good luck in the election and his next chapter as my boss.
What does that mean to you?
But to say that it's humbling is a gross understatement.
I agree with that.
I mean, just to think that, we started out with, a PSA for texting and driving, and we've grown to, you and I have contacted people from literally all over the world that watch what we're doing here in Pinal County and watch what this agency does as a whole.
People all over the country will tell me, first of all, they ask, where's Frank? I'm like, hey, I'm not chopped liver here, I've started to introduce myself as, hi, I'm Sheriff Lamb, Frank's boss. So they know who I am. But just to see the impact you've had, and really what has been fascinating to me is all the law enforcement people who come up to me and say, hey, thank you for what you're doing for law enforcement. Thank you for showing what this job is and letting your guys do their work. Are you getting the same type of feedback?
Yeah, from all over. My last name is Czech, and I had a police officer from over there from the Czech Republic sent me a message to the sheriff's office email address. Hey, your name is Czech. Are you Czechoslovakian? I'm like, yeah. That's my lineage.
Do people recognize you wherever you go?
More and more.
If you had a cowboy hat on, they'd recognize you everywhere.
I get recognized, hat, no hat, uniform, no uniform, and it's great. The reason I stopped you is you've got all those blue lights to the front of your car.
Oh, okay.
Now, I also have blue lights to the front of the car, but the sheriff lets me put them on. Once you're out on the road, the only vehicles that can have a red or blue lights to the front are cop cars.
Thank you,
man. One more?
You're welcome.
There.
You're welcome. Well,
Thank you.
it's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Very much, man.
Appreciate it.
On with you guys.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
There we go. We'll face it. Do you get tired of the selfies and the, hey, let's take a picture?
Nope.
I don't.
I don't either.
I absolutely don't. And I learned that from you. I think very early on in my career here, I saw how you interacted with people and always stopped and took time to have that conversation, no matter how brief it is. And now that I'm in a very similar position, I feel that same. I have those same contacts, and I love it. As long as I'm not on a traffic stop actively with someone pulled over, I take a picture with someone, and I don't think except
How
for
many
that,
have we had today?
I don't.
I think about
I'm
5,
just
6.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
The first one started with a law enforcement officer from another agency that just happened to come here for training and saw you and I in the parking lot. So we didn't even get out of the parking lot of the sheriff's office substation and took our first picture this morning.
Well, and to me, I've always taken that time. To me, everybody is important. And it shows that we're real people, too. I think most people think that police officers are these robots or whatever. No, we're real people. We have families. We got feelings. We're trying to protect our families, our communities. We're trying to protect our country. We had to stop the community ride-alongs because, for the most part, because we had so many people wanting to come out and ride with you.
Well, the sheriff talked about how we pretty much stopped just random citizen ride-alongs with me. We were just absolutely inundated with the sheriff's office on requests to ride along with me. And on top of that, I was getting stuff on social media. So since we started this whole Fridays with Frank thing, the thing on the personal side, it's just me. Sam helps occasionally, but the majority of the time it's me for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I think that might be it. But I get so many messages every week. I give it the honest try to keep up with them, but it's just me. So if you've sent a message and I haven't responded, I apologize. There's a good chance I probably haven't even seen it. As I go through them and I see, people that send me messages, I absolutely try to at least give a reply of like, hey, I acknowledge that you've written me, and if it's something, try to back and forth. But the amount of messages that come in are like hundreds a week, and it's just me, and it's hard to keep up with them.
I'd never get anything done.
No.
I spend all my time coordinating. Every once in a while, we'll still raffle one off, or if there's a good, genuine cause. But for the most part, between having the PIO with me and doing all of the ancillary duties that I have within the sheriff's office, between being a VCU investigator, being on the SWAT team, being a good team member.
There's
There's
another
another one.
one.
Hi.
Hello. You too.
I'm wondering, this car here is kind of camping in this left lane.
It is camping in the left lane.
That's it.
So I've seen 3 cars pass it on the right and move over.
Everybody was passing you on the right. You were going the speed limit, but you want to be in the right lane except to pass. And if you have to move into the left lane to pass, that's why.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
That's a lot of people don't know about that law. I'm grateful for what you've done. It's not easy to put yourself out there because you get the positive comments, but you get some negative comments as well. And I think that how you've handled that has been, really a tribute to the kind of person you are. I tell people when I meet him, I said, Frank is the way you see him. What you see on the videos is exactly how Frank is in real life.
Yep.
I think you're kind, you're nice, but you're stern, and you understand like you have a job to do. There's a law, and when you break the law, sometimes that comes with tickets. And I think the way you deliver that has been what they want to take a selfie with you after you give them a ticket. Who can
awesome.
say that?
I think I'm the only traffic cop in the country. I think that happens too, and that's the citizenry here in Pinal County. There are just so many people here that support us, even when we're holding people accountable and we're doing our job, even if they're getting a ticket.
And I'm glad you write tickets, because that gives me the ability to not write tickets. I don't do it. I don't write tickets. Partly because I don't have one of these fancy machines you guys have here. And second of all, it's just never really been my jam. But what are the other cops around that you interact with? What do they say to you about it? What do they think of what you do? Because I know when I was doing live PD, and when I was doing 60 days in, and when we're out there pulling people over for driving in the left lane, all of those things together, I do it because I want to make sure that it's representing law enforcement in a positive light, and in a light that I think reflects well on our profession. And that's one of the reasons why we opted to do this with you, is to really showcase our profession and do it in a positive light. Do you get the same feedback? What's the feedback you get from
I get the same exact. I have contact with cops not only from all over the state but all over the country. As a DRE instructor, we have a national conference every year. So when I attend that, I end up speaking with other traffic-focused officers, deputies, troopers from all over the country, and I get that same exact feedback that what we're doing here in Pinal County is a great representation of law enforcement.
And we do
what
it
people deal with
because the agency is
all over
awesome.
the place. Because
Look, there's somebody waving at us right there. See, that's the kind of feedback you get. That was raw and unsolicited.
I find that out here on the road, just with normal citizens like that who are driving, just going, man, I'm glad you're out here. Or, hey, I've changed my driving behavior.
Get that a lot.
Because I have watched your videos and I've seen you stop people for this. Or I never knew that this was illegal and now I do know, so I don't do that anymore. So the educational factor of this series has stretched far beyond the borders of Pinal County.
I get that with the left lane stuff, and I don't want to rub it in, but we won an Emmy with the left lane
Not
stuff.
a big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. So last year, Sheriff Lamb and Sam won an Emmy. This year, Sam put Fridays with Frank in for an Emmy. As you watch this right now, there is Emmys coming up. It's going to be, the nominations will be decided in November. So sometime in mid-November, we're going to find out if Fridays with Frank gets an Emmy this year or not. So I'm hoping to be able to have one like Sam has. I want one. So I'm hoping that the Emmy nomination comes into an Emmy award this year.
But other than the episodes, I know the episodes, your favorite ones are the ones with me, but other than those, which have been your favorite? What is probably a couple of your favorite moments in the 100 episodes that you've done with Fridays with Frank?
I think the one of the very first ones where we pulled over that lady in the minivan.
So mean.
I don't believe mean is the word for me. Possibly direct or empathetic.
Yes.
Who just had all of the ups and downs of emotions. I am more nervous than
Oh, Mom.
just having her in that seat and getting to share what I've done for so many years with her was pretty.
And a lot of people like that episode with your mom.
Yeah, I think that's
'Cause
a
she's
fan
awesome.
favorite along with my personal favorite.
Which one do the people talk to you the most about? So when they come up to you, for me, for example, they come up and say, I love how you do the left lane videos. What do they come up to you? Or they'll say, hey, I remember when you stopped that lady, that in a nice car, just a normal lady that was trafficking human beings.
¿Traen identificación?
No? No?
Are you sure, Clam?
I am.
Oh my gosh, I know I recognize you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Ask them where they get picked up at.
Naco.
The toy washer.
Los levantó en Naco, ¿no?
So there's always a couple different ones that they always remember. Like for you, what is it, the ones they can bring up?
I have probably the blue Mustang kid.
Okay, can you just off instead of being like you're being rude for what?
What have I done that makes me rude?
That's probably the one of the number one stops, just because of his interaction with me more so than my interaction with him. That's one of the top ones. The one with Mom comes up all the time. Most recently, we had one where I stopped a 14-year-old unlicensed driver right over on Gary Road.
Wait, you're pregnant? You're not supposed to be driving?
That's what I was told. You're not supposed to be driving if you're pregnant. That's what I was told.
I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
Really?
I've known a lot of pregnant people.
That one is, I think, very quickly becoming one of the favorites.
I pulled you over because you threw that cigarette butt out the window.
I'm sorry, I normally don't do that.
It happens to be one of my pet peeves.
I know, I'm sorry.
We have a good conversation about that?
We did. He recognized, he says he never does it, which I have a hard time believing.
I don't think that's probably true. Everything else in line?
Everything else is good. No littering. Can't throw those cigarette butts.
Stuff them right in.
Yes, please do.
Just stop smoking.
All right, bro.
Because it's disgusting.
All right, have a good one. What message do you have for all the fans out there, the ones who've made these 100 episodes possible, that have really kind of taken to our sheriff's office and helped put it on a different, we're number 2 in the country, by the way.
I was just going to say that. What they did was they helped us surpass NYPD.
Yeah.
Only the FBI is in front of us. We passed up the NYPD. Sorry about that, NYPD.
Still love you.
By a fellow New Yorker out here in Arizona.
It takes the sting out of it a little bit. You got a fellow New Yorker that helped in that.
You could see some of the patches that are on my roof. The ones that you could see the majority of them are from law enforcement agencies that I've trained with. that, we'll go and, SWAT operators will exchange patches, or, if you go and take training somewhere else, agencies will exchange patches and stuff. So that's what the majority of those are. There are some non-G rated patches up there that are also known as morale patches. So we don't show the whole roof because there might be a couple expletives up there. All in good fun, all still positive oriented, but not necessarily G rated.
The amount of support that we get is awesome, and I love that we are allowed to be the face or the voice for law enforcement right now, especially of course in Pinal County, but even extrapolate that outwards to the West Coast, to the country, that we're able to do this, and that comes from people supporting us.
And a lot of people say to me, Sheriff, thank you for doing it. And I said, look, it's not hard. First of all, we trust our people. We trust our guys. We give them a gun and a badge. We trust that they're going to go out and do the job well, that they're going to protect people's constitutional rights, but at the same time, they're going to go out and do their job and hold people accountable if need be. And then one of the things that we're not afraid of is truth. We're not afraid to put the truth out there. Jordan Peterson, I know you went and listened to Jordan Peterson. One of my favorite quotes from him is he says, you have to have faith in the redeeming power of truth. And I wish more law enforcement agencies across this country just had faith in the redeeming power of the truth out there. And they put it out there. And I think that we could do ourselves a real favor in this profession by just showing what we deal with every day. And fortunately, we live in a great community that understands what we're trying to do as well, so it helps.
The reason I stopped you, I locked you in at 65, posted speed limit on highways 45.
So that's what I said when you went by me. I was like, we should have talked.
Jeep, I'm telling you, it's a fairly new Jeep, and I don't drive it.
It goes, man.
No,
see your registration paperwork, current proof insurance.
You got Lamb with you.
Yeah, man. He's the guy.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. How's everything going?
I guess speed to go to St.
Got pulled over by Frank.
We got this Jeep. It's,
No one's ever that happy to see me. Look, it's another warning.
Give me 1 second. One of your East Coasters.
I know.
Are you giving him a ticket?
You know why? He dropped the F-bomb, not as a personal offense to me, and I was like, this guy's got to be from the East Coast. He's got to be.
You do it? Yeah.
I'll do it. All right, All right, so I made an observation on our first contact. Yeah. You dropped the F-bomb, but not at me.
Yeah.
So where on the East Coast are you from?
New Jersey.
Yeah. All right.
He said he dropped the F-bomb right away. I knew he's from the East Coast.
So we use it like a comma. So I get it. I appreciate that. So I'm from New York, and I get like New Jersey. It's where New York puts all of its trash. I feel kind of bad for you.
It's an old joke. I say, hey, you're from New Jersey. Oh, hey, I'm from Long Island. I'm from New York. So if you want to see more videos about exactly where I came from, there's a whole series on my YouTube channel when I went home. So I jumped on Dad's commercial fishing boat, went fishing and clamming, did all sorts of stuff that I did when I was growing up. So if you want to see about me growing up on Long Island, check that out.
So I'll give you a break, but hey, it's only because the sheriff's with
Let me tell you, he doesn't give breaks.
I don't give breaks.
He doesn't give breaks.
Hey, you ain't gonna see me speeding.
I appreciate that. All right. Make sure you keep an eye on that. Drive safe. Thanks for wearing your seatbelt.
You come up on me and I'm like, man, this guy wants to race. I was telling him I didn't realize you were even a cop car, so I got
That's
over
the idea.
You could shoot through, and then all of a sudden,
That's why I drive it.
Yeah, there it is again.
You guys have a good day. Have a good breakfast.
Enjoy your breakfast.
Hey, see ya.
Great. We were doing a Fridays with Frank merch sale in Florence at the Windmill Winery, and he actually came by, stopped, reminded me who he was, and we got to chit chat again, not standing on the side of the road. So it's kind of cool where every once in a while I'll make a stop on someone and then see them on the private side. It's kind of cool.
Everybody knows the car, right?
I drive the most recognized unmarked car in the history of forever.
Well, and you've also, tell us about the bumper sticker on the back.
So that bumper sticker was put on by, again, because we have fun here, was put on by another deputy. So he thought it was funny.
And it says what?
Student, I think it says student driver.
It says be patient.
Please be patient.
Please be patient, student driver.
So he put that on here. And apparently the internet loved it. So I left it on there because I thought it was kind of funny. Well, you've got this tint.
Oh, yeah, this is my mom. She's at the doctor.
Your mom's got a murdered out truck?
I just dropped her off at Ironwood, Banner Ironwood.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so you're obviously your side windows are pretty dark. The whole tint on the bottom side of your windshield, that's a little bit too much.
Who does
your
that?
tail lights having that smoke on them, so it takes away the reflective capabilities of the reflectors in the back. That's also, see, all sorts of stuff. I just put a notation in there that we contacted you, told you that the window tint was illegal. So, yeah, bedazzled steering wheel, so.
Yeah.
It definitely must.
That's really nice.
I appreciate that, man. Hey,
Later, brother.
You can't be
See
wrong
ya.
for helping out your mom, so make sure you take care of that. Drive safe today, okay?
We did live PD, and I feel like what you have done with Fridays with Frank is even in many ways bigger than what anything that came from that. Because not everybody watched live PD, but everybody's on social media. We're getting millions and millions of views on social media from the work that they see you do out there. How do the other guys within the agency see it?
It's obviously because, just because of the nature of our job, we rag
rib
on
each other.
we rib on each other. But that is all done in fun. And
look, my nickname is Sheriff Hollywood, so. And
I know.
And most people don't realize the only reason I've done that is because, for one, to promote the profession, promote the agency, hiring. Most people don't realize we are a suburb of Phoenix, and there are a lot of big agencies that pay more money than what we do.
Officers will leave there to become deputies down here because of the culture that we have, because of the support, because of how much fun we have.
Yeah.
Because this job, under the right leadership, is still fun.
Absolutely.
Under poor leadership, it is not fun.
So if you're looking for a cop job, Pinal County Sheriff's Office, or if you are a cop and want to be a cop again, come out to Pinal County Sheriff's Office.
That's right.
You're not kidding. That is the truth.